Hey, check this out. So I'm looking at my phone, and according to a study by the Harvard Business Review, the average age of a successful founder is 45 years old. And then I'm looking at this study, and it's found that the average age of a US president is basically in their 50s, 54, 55, and above. Now, I decided to go down further to find out the top 10 youngest presidents in the world. And while this might seem like some cherry news, well, I did find that the youngest age is 37. Now, this might seem cool on the surface because 37 is actually not old, 37 is young. But I just can't help but ask, when are we going to get presidents in their 20s? It's okay for us to work from the age of 18. You are considered an adult in most countries at the age of 18. Why can't we have a president at 18? Why can't we have world leaders, founders of multinationals at 18? Why can't we have CEOs of big corporations at 18 or in their 20s at least? I mean, we're supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow, right? And tomorrow is already here. And somehow we're still not the leaders. The leaders are still those people that we knew from a young age. I am Nigerian and I can relate to this a lot. Now, before we look at the systemic issues, we young people need to come together and ask ourselves some very important questions. Are we even ready for it? Now, before you say yes, I'll tell you this. I was scrolling through YouTube the other day and I came across this channel that shares founder story. People who are bootstrapping, building AI startups, micro SaaS products, and the rest of them. So someone in the comment section dropped a very brilliant product idea, and he was basically saying, I wish somebody can do this. I would pay so amount for this. Right there in that comment section, someone replied to him, oh, this looks cute, but I feel like no one would take me seriously as a founder. I feel like I'm too young to do this. And guess what? A lot of people in the comment section were agreeing with him. A lot of them actually believe that they were too young to have such power. What if it becomes too successful? How will they handle it? It was giving me both fear of success and fear of failure at the same time. And for a moment, I paused because the most common theme there was that they felt too young to become a founder or to have people looking up to them. They felt like they needed to reach a certain age. And oh my God, that's such a big issue. And I'm not going to lie, I have also been through this. And that's why I decided to make this video because I finally snapped out of it. If you've ever told yourself, I'll do this thing when I'm older, or you found that there are certain things you are pushing till you reach a certain level or till you reach a certain age, this video, I hope, will shift your perspective because I'm going to share what shifted my perspective, how I accidentally proved myself wrong, and the moments I realized that age is just a story. Now let's start small. I am a Christian, and for the longest time, I didn't think I could fast till 6 p.m. Now, if you know Christians, you know we go on regular fast as a way of separating ourselves for a period of time to hear from God, to empty our bodies so that our spirits can become more sensitive to the leading and the directions of the Holy Spirit. But for me, I've always fasted till 12 p.m. I would hear of people who fasted till 6 p.m. or I would see them and I'll be like, how the hell did he do this? And I always thought of it as maybe one of these days I'll try it. Well, I'll be honest and say that maybe one of these days was actually a very, very future projection. I didn't have a timeline for it, and it was definitely not happening anytime soon in my head. Well, fast forward to 3 months ago, I got the lead in to go on a 40-day fast, and as usual, I decided to do to 12 p.m. Well, I started off with the 12 p.m. fast, and as time went on, I found out that I was able to push to 1, 2 p.m., and eventually to 6 p.m. Now, it didn't stop there. I did not only push to 6 p.m., I started pushing to 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and even 9 p.m. And I was not hungry. I wasn't feeling faint. Now, this might seem small, but for me, because it was something I projected towards the future, in fact, I did not even have any timeline for it. It was unbelievable. And it was the first pointers to me that a lot of the limitations that we put on ourselves only exist here. They are not real. Now, that's just one part. For me, the biggest shift came with coaching. Now, I've always been drawn towards coaching because I've more or less always functioned like a coach from time I'm always encouraging, challenging, and guiding people in my circle, younger ones, even older ones. I just had no limits. If I could give you a word that would fire you up, I would. I have people who tell me that, see, anytime they need a kind of ginger or a kind of fire, they know they can always talk to me and I will light their ass on fire. But I refused to lean into it because I felt too young. And this is despite knowing that wisdom is not exclusively preserved for the old. Wisdom also resides in the spirits of the youth, but trusts the human mind. I place that limitation of youth on myself, and as such, I simply could not find myself functioning fully. This means I also couldn't give the best of myself because somewhere in my head, I felt like I was unqualified to do this. Then one day, I stumbled on this girl online, on Instagram specifically, and she was 24 years old and she was a coach. And she made this reel sharing how much she made from coaching and how her life has been able to change through coaching and how she has been able to change other people's life through coaching. She also shared how she coaches people more than twice her age and how they listen. And guess what? They were calling her coach. In fact, in the comment section, she was highly regarded and respected as their coach. Unbelievable. It just set off something in my head. What? She's just 24 and she's functioning fully as a coach. I could not believe it. My reaction was like, wait, they're really respecting her like that. Apparently, nobody is even seeing her age because she's literally revealing it. She's sharing it. It's not as if she's hiding her age and she's coaching people twice her age and they're taking her advice and they're not feeling like this girl is too young to advise me or this girl is too young to be my coach. They're taking it. In fact, it was that period I found out that older people don't even mind as such. In fact, sometimes they feel like they are drawing youth and strength from you. So they don't mind young people coaching them. It set off several light bulbs in my head at once. And that's what really did it for me. That leadership is not reserved for a certain age group. That doing big things, doing great things, doing meaningful work, doing purposeful work is not reserved for a certain age group. You don't have to work shitty jobs all your youth and then you now grow up, eventually find your place in society, find your purpose, and then you start guiding other people. No, you can actually get it right from the start. You can actually start a business from a young age. You can actually do what you think is impossible. That impossibility only exists in your mind. So the biggest lesson that I want you to derive from this video today is that you are not too young for anything. You're not too young to start a business. You're not too young to have your own startup. You're not too young to invent things. You're not too young to patent things. You're not too young to lead mega corporations. You're not too young to run for a political office. You're not too young for that. The excuse of age, let me tell you, is just fear wearing a disguise. Because if you can add value, if you can solve problems, if you're creative, if you're curious, guess what? You are able to do a whole lot of things. And to be honest, people will listen, people will follow because nobody cares about age when value is on the table. And this world, I promise you, is not waiting for you to get older. So jack yourself up. My fellow young people, you're in your 20s, in your 30s, make a list of all those things that you've been projecting to the future. Make a list, bring out that list. There are some things you know you've written and you've reserved till, oh, when I'm a certain age or when I achieve this or when I do that, then I will start looking at that list. No, I want you to bring out that list now and pick one of the most daring things there and start pursuing it. That is your assignment for this season. Like you have from now till the end of the year to pick one of those things, start making your plans, start polishing it, start making small moves so that once 2026 lands, you are running with full speed with it. I'm serious. I want presidents in their 20s. I want more leaders of corporations in their 20s because as far as the future of work is concerned, I believe that it is us that will change it. The current manual we're running about work and life was derived from ages ago. And nobody is doing anything to change it. You know why? Because the people who are at the helm of affairs, the people who are able or who have the power and the influence to make those changes are older. But once we have younger people in those places, so many policies and of course our work style will change. It's only us that can change it. All right? Go do stuff. You're not too young for anything. And while you're at it, I would also be the one to tell you that you're also not too old for anything. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. If you love content like this, I have so much more coming in store for you on this channel.